Hey, fancy seeing you here. As you can see from my suit, I'm now rich. All it took was a month on this amazing platform and this one little trick that I'm going to share with you. If you pay for my course, of course. Okay, that was obviously a joke. And why the hell am I still wearing this? That's much better. Hello and welcome back. Obviously, I'm not monetized on YouTube. I'm not even close. But I've been on YouTube for a month and I wanted to make a little video and share my experiences so far. I will also share a couple of things I've learned along the way, and I will shout out a few channels that I really enjoy and I think you should check out too, because you can learn quite a bit from them. So for the first part of this video, I want to talk about why I'm still here. Because if you look at the numbers, they seem to be quite frustrating and don't really seem to be motivating at all. I'm very busy preparing for my final exams in April, so why am I still putting in the hours for YouTube? Ironically, spending time on YouTube, making those videos, actually helps me be more productive in real life. Let me explain. If you see me on Instagram, my account is called Kenny Try. You may be aware that I'm living with depression, which is impacting on my life in several ways. For example, it's really difficult for me to sit down and study, to maintain a healthy social life, and just really to take care of myself. Managing my mental health includes challenging myself, so I decided to do the natural thing and go against my introverted nature, to go against breakneck competition, and to use tools that I've never even heard of before. It's the mental equivalent of climbing Mount Everest if you have never seen a mountain before and you're only allowed to wear your underwear. Add this to your bucket list. I have learned a few really useful lessons that I'm applying to my everyday life. For example, people don't actually judge you as much as you think, and even if they do, it takes a lot of judgment for them to actually do something that impacts you. You might as well try and do something that comes to your mind, have some fun and experiment, because people's opinions aren't really as bad as you think, and they don't even matter all that much. This lesson has been incredibly liberating, and it's part of the reason why I'm still going on YouTube. YouTube can be very educational if you know where to look. And as I've said before, I want to take this time now, this part of the video, to shout out a couple of channels that really helped me to learn new things. Thanks to social media, our attention spans are basically, well, just a few seconds now. So let me repeat that I am still on YouTube because I really like the education aspects of it and I would love to contribute to those in the future. Just an example of how YouTube helped me to educate myself is, for my last clinical rotation, which was in conscious sedation, I had to know how to put in a cannula into someone's hand in order to give them medication and their anesthesia and all that sort of thing. For that, I watched a really informative video by Geeky Medics where they demonstrated how to cannulate someone's vein. An old school and something all of you should have heard of is Khan Academy, which basically delivers lectures in all sorts of science. I've used them in anticipation of my medical school entrance exams or just as a revision tool for my chemistry degree. A big interest of mine personally is finance and investing. There are quite a few channels out there on YouTube which will give you financial advice under the hashtag not financial advice. There are the likes of Andrew Jake and Graham Stephan, financial education, and probably many, many more you have never heard of, which will tell you which stocks you should buy and where you should put your money. They are not licensed to do that, and I would suggest you stay away from them. YouTube, however, can be quite educational in the finance space, and there are quite a few channels out there which will tell you the basics of financial instruments, and you can take those lessons and apply them to your financial strategy. I really appreciate that those channels don't actually try to sell you any courses or suggest any stocks you should buy. So if you're interested in finance, I would highly recommend The Plain Bagel and Patrick Boyle. Both of them are people with extensive experiences in the financial sector and education, and they will help you to understand the stock market better, how financial derivatives work, etc., etc. So instead of listening to people who try to sell you something, listen to the people who try to teach you something for free, because knowledge should be free. Investing should be boring. Because it's a numbers game, a risk management game, and emotion should be kept out of it. What can happen if people put the thrill into finance and investing can be seen by watching the investigative videos of CoffeeZilla. He usually deals with all sorts of scams, especially in the crypto scene at the moment, which is focusing on. So if you want to watch a couple of things and learn what can go wrong if you listen to the wrong people, I would highly suggest watching CoffeeZilla. In terms of becoming a better content creator for YouTube, I like to watch a couple of videos on YouTube. My favorite channels for this is vidIQ and also Film Booth. There's also a few people I like to get some inspiration from, and one of them is the legendary Peter McKinnon, who does really cinematic shots. He's got a background in film producing and also in photography, which I really appreciate because I do photography as a hobby, as you can see in the background here. Seriously though, if you know where to look and if you know how to identify scammers, you can basically earn anything on YouTube for free. Just don't get too overwhelmed. Alright, let's get into the next part of this video, that is numbers. I hate numbers, which is quite ironic considering how much mathematics there is in chemistry, which is my previous degree, as well as in finance and investing. The numbers I do enjoy looking at are my YouTube analytics, so let's just go through a couple of them. As of today, the 2nd of February 2023, I have 5 subscribers on YouTube, 4 videos and 3.5 hours of watch time. Not great, but a lot more than expected. My average view duration is about 40%, which means people watching my videos watch about half, a little bit less than half of it, which tells me that I need to make my videos a bit more engaging and introduce a bit of more of a story for people to follow along, so they're intrigued to watch my videos until the end. My click-through rate is about 1.1%, and what that means is, let's say 100 people see my thumbnail, about 1 of them clicks on it, which is obviously not good. And that tells me basically that my thumbnails aren't really doing me any good at the moment. So that's definitely an area I want to improve in. I'll be totally honest, those numbers may not seem very good, but given that I basically started from zero without any support, any backing, without any skills in filming or video editing, I am quite happy with it. Because there are people out there who watch what I'm producing, and given that I have no idea how to make any of this watchable, tells me that I may have a couple of things that people would like to hear. So going forward, I'm definitely going to try to improve. For the last section of this video, I'd like to talk about a couple of goals I have for the next month. So firstly, I just want to keep going, because this seems to be the biggest issue that people have on YouTube, is that they give up way too early. I've just been doing this for a month. I'm not surprised that there's not a lot of people watching my content, but I want to keep going and see what it takes me. My second goal is to improve my click-through rate. There's not really much point in trying to get better videos for people just to not watch them. So I need to really work on my thumbnails, and I'm watching a couple of videos by vidIQ and Film Booth and learned a couple of things that I want to try with my thumbnails. First of all, I'm going to experiment a bit with color, because I haven't really used much color in my thumbnails. There are a few colors that tend to get more clicks, which I think is orange, blue, and all sorts of colors that just attract attention. So going forward, I'm going to try to make better thumbnails, is basically what I'm trying to say. My last goal is to increase my my video quality, not really in terms of graphics or audio, but more in engagement. I want to make engaging content, I want to make educational content, so I need to find a way to present it in a way that people actually like to see. So in summary, the 3 goals are to keep going. I want to post once a week. I'm probably going to post on Friday evenings now, just to get a bit of a bigger, broader audience, maybe even try to get to some people in America. The second thing is I want to try to improve my thumbnails, and then I also want to improve my video quality. So just to set some arbitrary numeric goals, first of all, I want to improve my click-through rate to about 3%, which basically triples my audience, which would be amazing to get 100 views on my videos. And I also want to improve the watch-through rate. Something that I'm going to follow is advice I've gotten from Ali Abdaal, and that basically says that quantity beats out quality in the beginning. There's a lot I need to learn, so I'm just going to keep making videos, and hopefully I'm going to improve over time. I'm thinking about doing these monthly review videos every month for the time being, so if you're interested in following my process and maybe learning from my mistakes or from my insights, then please consider subscribing, giving this video a like, which pushes it out in front of 2 more eyes, which I would really like. And that concludes today's video, and thank you very much for watching. If you've watched all the way through, double thank you to you. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.